Assuming it's just Kevin Durant, I'm totally fine with rostering him as the captain. Obviously, you're paying a really hefty price, but we kind of know how the game script is going to shake out. We got a preview of it in the second half of game 4. And, honestly, it wasn't all that pretty. Durant finished that game 9 of 25. He did get to the line 10 times, but he was just 1 of 8 from 3. Almost all of those looks were heavily contested by PJ Tucker. But I think this narrative has emerged over the last 48 hours that, PJ Tucker's not going to be allowed to guard Kevin Durant like he was in game 4. And, for the most part, based on the history of how superstars, are officiated, especially throughout the course of a series in the NBA, I think that's true. So even if Durant doesn't have a super efficient night from the field, obviously the Bucks are going to be keying on him as much as possible. Even if he doesn't score the ball all that effectively, I think he gets to the line a ton. I obviously think he goes better than 1 of 8 from 3 in this game. So, we'll get into this later, I think, but I think the Bucks win tonight, but I think we see a monster game individually from Kevin Durant. So I'm fine paying up to roster him as my captain.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I mean, Milwaukee, Kenny, obviously should win this game given the depleted nature of that Nets roster on the other side, but it could still be a monster DFS night for Brooklyn here. So what's your approach at captain?
I'm actually going to kind of go off the page a little bit because I want to get Durant in my lineup. I agree with everything Nick said. I think that we're poised for a huge Durant game, but to me, you're not going to win a GPP with Kevin Durant in the captain spot. I don't feel like the difference between, Durant might get 10 more points than the second highest scorer. I want to get Durant and Giannis in my lineup. And a way to do that is going to Chris Middleton, a captain at 14.7K. Last 2 games have been fantastic for Middleton. We know that this guy is a giant part of the Bucks lineup. And when you look at game 2, when he didn't play very well, he only had 17 points. His usage rate was through the roof at 34.4%. It came down in game 4. He still had a fantastic game. I think that the Bucks are going to continue to look to him, especially now that, the Nets just have a bunch of second team guys out there defending the perimeter. I do believe that Chris Middleton has found his shot. And I think that, it's about time we start respecting him again as, one of the better scorers in the NBA. We saw again in the first round, how important he was. And he's really just transformed his game over the last 2 games. And I would expect it to continue here against a bad Nets defense that to me is just going to get even worse now.